Who never? Well, like she said, that is basically giving us a skill. Because you don't learn that. That there, that's scale. Going further, you have to learn. You have to learn stylize. You have to learn. I mean, you don't want to learn. Yeah. So don't let that.
I think it's your drive that takes you to the next level. Like I said, you can learn zero, circle and a line, but how to use it. Yeah, it's your drive.
Learning spellings and learning but might be boring, but how you learn to write later, I mean, it's completely basic. It's like that. So
And I feel, as an education, art should be given more importance. Like they just take it as a drawing class, okay?
or music, or dance, everything.
They just tell you colors. Honestly, I was exposed to a school, new English school in Kuwait, and I never knew that art would be a subject on its own. A special floor dedicated to art, and I was introduced to Mr. and Mrs. Liddell. They were the British couple that they taught us, and then I was expecting just a simple pencil and a rubber eraser, and they would just probably tell us to draw some lines. And first of all, they taught us what type of pencil to use. We never knew that, an HB pencil.
HB pencil.
Okay, and a plain
Different
white.
kinds of HB,
Absolutely.
HB9.
Okay, and then I still remember the very first thing. They taught us how to draw the railway track, the lines.
Perspective.
And I never in my wildest of my dreams I would have thought that you could actually draw like that.
And it disappears into the distance.
The perspective, the darkness, the lightness, the beautiful trees, the lamppost, and that was the exposure to art. And my sister, thankfully, because she had the flair for drawing, you could say, she came back to India. We had some problems, we had to come back to India. She enrolled in the Nirmala Niketan, and she turned out to be the best graphic artist now. See what happens, a small exposure in a school, or just a simple class, and they teach you so much.
I think today, like the art form taught in our classes is so confined to just those skills and techniques that, like again, we should be given assignments where we can just explore. Maybe, have an assignment, you have learned A to Z techniques, now use one of these techniques in your art form. This is something which is very missing in your CBSE and ICSE syllabus per se. So, this is what I think we all went through this. And that's why we could never reconnect to the art because we have never actually experienced in our real life. Definitely,
I
yes.
could just tell you another thing. Colors spoil some things, some drawings. Sometimes you don't need colors.
Yes.
You don't. Just the black and white
Black
itself
and
is
white,
such a beautiful.
It's just light and it's light and shade.
Yes.
That's the word too. Yeah.
Light photography. That's also beautiful. Something really great.
Like we were talking about mediums, and Reena here, you do a lot of paper art.
Yeah, it's called
Tell us
paper
something
toning.
about that.
It's called paper toning. Something I picked up when I was traveling. It's more for hobby for most people, but I thought it was very interesting because I went to this person's house and it was all over his walls. And I forgot about meeting whoever he was introducing me to some people. I just walked in the opposite direction and I saw the stuff and I pretty much fell in love with it. And I want to know how it was done. And he showed me. And he told me, what, it's going to take a while for you to pick these things up and stuff. But for me, I don't know what, I just loved it so much. I took a few samples and I started working on it myself and I showed it to him and he was like, oh, okay. This should have taken about a week or two. But yeah, and that's what I do right now. I got into media when I got back and I was just stuck with that. Working 7 days a week, traveling, that's about it. And I quit. I just quit one day. I woke up and said, this is not what I want to do. I want to get back to paper cut. And that's what I started on my own.
So do you have a website?
Yes, I do have a Well, it's basically pictures on, you can put it onto your walls or you can use it as cards or, just, it's, difficult to explain really, it's basically 3D on paper. So you take a plain picture and you use different layers of the same print and you cut it, mold the paper and stick it one on top of the other and it gives you an entire 3D effect, which is paper. Yeah. Most people think it's like down on the computer and it's there. But
So what's your website?
it's papercut3d.in.
Papercut?
3d.in.
Not related.
No hands, right?
No.
I know somebody else who does creates these books. Have you heard of that? It's an artist called Banu, okay, very dear friend. Yeah, she also got into it accidentally. She just takes old books and creates artworks. I can't tell you how mind-blowing they are. It is amazing. You're looking at like, Banu, how the hell did you do this? You know, and she sticks them all together and she creates just beautiful. It's similar, and not really, I don't know. I have to look you up and see what that is. Banu. Yeah, it's amazing the kind of work that she does. Just simple old books. She uses up all the pages and just creates these waves and very interesting. It's 3D piece of art.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's exactly, what I felt when I was working. And then I went to the stint in Chandni, and I saw the artists there. And I stayed with them for quite a while. And I saw the talent. And I saw the kind of world that they are exposed to. It's so tiny that they really don't know what's happening in the outside world. And if they knew, what would they have done? So that's what they feel exposure and opportunity is what they need. And we must do something for them. And that's how it all started. Come on. It's full.